Is programming a young person's game? What does Uncle Bob say? I'm Chris Stannis. I'm a KMP developer. I've talked to you about uh, tech sports coming out Tuesday. They promised, they really said they're going to do it this time. I'm like, I don't know. Let's see what Uncle Bob says. I'll skip like and subscribe over Dev Tools main stuff. But he does clips of these old conferences, and I like to dig on Uncle Bob because a lot of people follow him, but some of the stuff he says is just like random, and I don't know why he got so much excitement. I think what he did is he designed his material to get excitement because he collects. He's a collector of ideas. There's lots of people out here like this. They're definitely useful. They spread ideas, but they also, people think he came up with this stuff. It's like he does admit in interviews you have to go deep though. He's not gonna come out and say it. He's like, these are things I just collected and I put them together in a book because they're floating around. I kind of want to get in the conference space, do this consulting stuff, and to have this career as being a conference. I've got the gift of gab, and people like to listen to me, and I like to pontificate. And he's got a little bit of a Captain Kirk kind of thing going on. Let's keep going.
Half the programmers in the world have less than 5 years experience.
True.
And this has always been true since about 1975.
Yeah.
And will remain true as long as we keep doubling every 5 years.
Probably.
Half the programmers in the world have less than 5 years.
Yeah, so when I got involved with programming, all the guys were older. They're like above 30 and like 35 and up, 50, 30, 45, 50 in that range. And they were kicking ass, man. And they knew a lot of stuff, and they knew all how about all these how the machines work. So I had to prove myself. So I was a young person. They looked at me side-eyed. There was other young people at the company. And one other guy was like around my age, but he was still a little bit older than me. He was still a couple years older. And those guys even got side-eyed. And it was only because it was a computer company they allowed, like a computer game company. They were doing games before this. And the young guy was a game programmer and is like one of the hit games of the company. And that's why he got all kinds of respect and kudos. But in general, we were looked down on and side suspect. It was mostly boomers, right? Looking down at the Gen X kids going, they're doing all the pay their dues or whatever. It's like, it was this totally flipped now. So it's not like, oh, it's a young person's thing. It's like, oh, we don't trust those old guys. They don't know what they're talking about. They're architects. They don't code anymore. It's like, yeah, okay, you kind of have a point with that. But like, it was just flipped around. So let's keep going.
This puts our industry in the position of being perpetually inexperienced.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but the tools are getting improving, and having to get experience and stuff that was kind of crap to begin with. I mean, isn't it moving better and they're moving in a positive direction? You know, with these AI systems, you still have to know how everything works. That's the thing too. Is like, well, we can just forget how it works. Like, no, you still have to know the problem space. You have to know the problem that people want, the customers, how they want to put everything put together, all the little quirks and all the weird stuff for that particular market and those particular customers and that particular implementation, that solution set you put together, and then how the computer fits in the middle of all that, how we use software to leverage those things and get a market advantages, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's the job now. Not so much like, what's the hex code for jump? Is there a for loop? Because this thing handle for loops. Does it fold them or unfold them? It's like, you don't have to worry about this. I just want a list of things. I use a for loop or whatever loop you want to call it. Just give me the list. Like, if there's gonna be like Kotlin with the compose, it seems like it's like the minimal set of like what people normally are gonna be doing. I don't think you can get it much more simplified and much more refined. I mean, I guess you're gonna keep going, but it's pretty close to the generalized set of language to do whatever you need to have done. I don't think we're gonna get lower than that. They feel I think let's just give you the language of the software and language of the future. I'm like, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think you're still gonna have to be mediated by some human readable code that can be written by the machine efficiently, that can run on the machine efficiently. But still, humans still have to know how all this stuff works, man.
What do we do about this? People like me, who have been programming for 50 years, are relatively rare.
Have you been programming 50 years? Or have you just been talking about programming 50 years? Have you been doing contracts and using these latest compilers, or did you quit using a compiler in 95, 2001? Have you been doing software projects the whole time? Can we see some of these? Can you show us some of them? No? Just all proprietary? Okay.
Not because we left the field. All the old programmers are still here. We're all still writing code.
Are you?
It's just that there were never very many of us. Now there are hordes and hordes of programmers, and it
That's
looks
true.
like a young person's profession just because of the demographics.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
the young people don't know what they're doing.
Some do. Why did you say all? All? Bob, Uncle Bob. So you met all the programmers, all the young ones. You met all of them there, and they're all bad. They don't know all of them don't know what they're doing. Really? Is that what you're saying, Uncle Bob? Yeah, these boomers, man.
And we make a huge mistake by hiring kids out of school, throwing them in a room, throwing meat in, and expecting code to come out.
It doesn't. Code comes out. Now, it may not be quality, it may not be this thing you want to extend and change and modify and update. It maybe not be readable, maybe not be understandable, but it could probably work. But what are you talking about, Bob? What are the constraints? Can you show us what good code looks like? Can you show us some of your code that's in production that's been used by other people, not just you doing a demonstration? No.
Right? We should have a mentorship program. We should
Oh,
take young people
we should. Is this a should thing? Okay, here we go.
in and then guide them over the course of a year or so. I wouldn't let them near the core business value of the systems for the first year.
How about they invented core value, or they take over your core value of your system, buddy? Because your system is obsolete and your code is crap and it doesn't make any sense and it's built on something that was built 2 weeks at a time because people were rushed. They need to get through the thing and they were not motivated. They didn't understand the problem space. They were just running through a ticket built how you wanted to say it should be built. Maybe those guys will come in and take your lunch one day, dude. You're so cocky, this guy. I don't know, man.
Don't touch that code. If you break it, all hell breaks loose, right?
Yeah, yeah. What happens when they take your company, Bob? What are you gonna do then when they take your company with this attitude where you keep everybody outside? You say you can't come in, but they go out and just take your customers because they figured out how to do your business without having to go through all your crazy. You gotta wait a year before you get to production. Like, get out of here, man.
Have some of the old guys teach the new people what to do. We need to have a program of mentoring.
I mean, that's kind of how it works. That's people pick you because they like you and they give you a chance, and if you're either gonna go or not, and usually you have to show some stuff ahead of time. If you really want to make this process easy, you can show your skills ahead of time. But a lot of that stuff has changed, Bob. It doesn't really work that way. You kind of have to come in somehow. You have to break the door down. You have to you can't gonna do the leak code grinding thing. That's not gonna cut it, man. You're gonna have to find customers and try and fill their needs. I don't know what else to tell you. It's like you're gonna actually have to do the job where you have to learn what the machine is capable of. That takes forever. Then you have to try and do stuff that you want to do, copy other people's stuff, or do stuff that you want to do, and then copy other people's stuff, and then change it the way you want to do. That takes forever. And then try and get a job someplace doing that. It takes forever. You're lucky, or try and get your own contracts going, but you're going to be limited by not being around other developers. Although the AI really does help with that, but you're still going to be limited because you're not going to go outside. You're going to have to start. You're making contracts. You're getting things done. So it's a lifelong ongoing thing. And you hope you don't hit burnout, have some sort of sustainable thing, which is highly unlikely. You're probably going to last 5 years. Because you're gonna go like, this sucks. The amount of level of work I have to do. Uncle Bob says I gotta work 60 hours. He's right. Yeah, sometimes you do, especially if you're gonna do your own thing. You might have to for a little while. Depends on the scope. How about, are you trying to go for 10,000 customers? You trying for 100,000 customers? You do 1,000 customers? 1,000 customers, $100 a piece. 10,000 customers, $10 a piece. 100,000 customers, $1 a piece. I don't know. What are you trying to do, man?
If you're a programmer and you've got 30 years experience, you should have a few people who are your apprentices.
I mean, that's nice. It's nice to hear, but the thing moves too fast, man. I mean, that's kind of the idea with the YouTube thing is that that's how you have apprentices. Why did that course, how to program from the ground up, minimal BS? So, because that's how you do the mentorship now. It's not that one-on-one stuff. People aren't going to fly around. They have time for that. Come on.
And you are teaching them what to do. And if you're
I mean, teaching them what to do. So that's an Uncle Bobism, man. How about how to think about what to do? That's valuable. I wish you would tell us some of that, Bob. You just tell them what to do. It's like, don't tell them what to tell them how to think about what to do. How do we come up with this stuff? Because everyone's got a style. Every curator in an art gallery has a thing that they're into, and they can tell you all about it. And that's going to be your kind of be the thing of the future is your curation of your customer, their problem, your solution to it, and your approach to software. It's all that stuff gets all blended together. Because that's how the future of software development is all this humanitarian. What is it? When, when it's all about people. What's that word that means all about people? Anthropological. It's all anthropology. It's all this like soft stuff. Still have to do computer logic and all stuff, but it's all this other soft like can't touch it, can't point at it. It's like I just like it. It's like it looks cool to me, but or that looks like it's made in the '90s. That kind of stuff.
you're someone who's been just in the job for the last 3 years and you think you know everything, find some old guy and find out what you really don't know.
What the hell does that mean? Find some old guy. Man, a lot of old people they check out on this stuff. They went into management. They're like, screw programming. I'm gonna do a 2 week sprint. Yeah, it gets pretty old, man. So you have to like figure out ways like to avoid that and still be into the problem solving space and building houses with code, building things people are going to live in and use, building machines with code, like building devices, little problem solvers or big problem solvers, and you just do your piece of it. That's really what it's about. Not this, we're going to punch a ticket in Jira. That's not it. Give me a like, subscribe, and I'll leave links to my course down there. And